Now, the pricing and output decisions in perfect competition, we've got the total revenue, total cost approach. You want to compare the total revenue and the total cost schedules, and you want to find the level of output that either will maximize the firm profit or minimize its loss. Makes sense? That makes sense.
Yes.
And then we've got the marginal revenue, marginal cost approach. That's when you produce a level of output at which the additional revenue received from the last unit is equal to the additional cost of producing that unit. So that's when you have marginal revenue equals marginal cost.
That will give you the maximum profit.
And that's going to give you the maximum profit. And what is TRTC? Total revenue, total cost.
And this total cost.
And this MR equal MC. Marginal revenue equal those two approaches, they will lead to the same price output decisions.
Maximum revenue will happen whenever MR is equal to 0.
Perfect. And for the perfectly competitive firm, MR equals MC rule may be stated as P equal MC. You guys know what's P equal MC?
Yes.
Price will equal the marginal cost. Because price always also equals marginal revenue in a perfectly competitive market. Now if we move on, let's take this example here. We've got this case economic profit. Price equals marginal revenue, marginal cost. The profit is total cost minus total revenue minus total cost. And if you take the quantity, will equal price minus the average cost. So here on this graph, we've got here the marginal revenue, marginal cost, Marginal cost this is the swoosh, remember? This is the average cost. It always starts from here and then it goes back up again. And the average variable cost, it's always, remember this is the lowest point in the average cost, and it's the same point that touches the marginal cost. And here, if you are if you're going to produce 8 units, we start to look at this graph at price of 110. If you're going to produce 8, how much is your total revenue? Your total will be 110 multiplied by 8. That was going to give you this entire area. If you want to know how much it's going to be your cost, you will take your average cost and multiply it by the quantity. So 77 multiplied by 8. So this is your cost. And this is going to be, this area here is what? This is how much profit. Now what happens if this line and this line and this line, they're not in the same order? This is an example here. Here we have the same marginal cost. It's the same swoosh, it go up. We have the average cost, but this average cost is very high. Why is it very high? Probably you have a lot of fixed costs. Okay? Maybe you have fixed assets that is expensive, or fixed inputs. So this makes this AC to be very high. And because it's very high, now if you compare this to the previous one, see this AC where it is? No, let's see. See here, AC is very low, and your revenue is high. You're making a lot of money here.
Yeah.
But in this example here, the prices are much lower. It is only 58. So here we start to get a loss. Now the price here is marginal revenue equals average revenue equals demand. Is it higher than the average variable cost? Yes.
Yes.
So what do you do here? Here maybe you want to lower your fixed cost if you have any. The firm will incur a loss at an optimum output price. Is AC equal? This is the AC, which is the average cost. The price is below the AC, and since the price is above the average variable cost, the firm is better off producing in the short run. So you don't want to stop. You want to continue producing. Even though you are losing, but it's better to continue using. Why? Because sometimes you already spent the fixed cost. Let's say if you are in the business of making lemon juice, and you invest in this special microwave and a special mixer machine, you already spent the money. You know, in these coffee shops, you have to spend like $30,000 for the coffee machine. And then you start to sell coffee. So now you already spent the $30,000 for the coffee machine. You have to get some money as long as it is above the average variable cost. You continue until you cover the price.
How about if you raise the price?
You know, sometimes the price, you just don't have control over it because it is the demand that is, forcing you to take the market price. You remember? So if you're in the lemon juice and the average price of a lemon juice is, 100 in this market that you're in, you can't sell, less than 100 because you lose, and you can sell at 100. But if you do it to 120, people will not buy from you. Unless maybe you move to another market where the price is 200. Or maybe you go differentiation, so you prove that you're a monopolistic competition. And you also notice here is that we moved from the previous 8. Now we're doing only 5. Why we're doing 5? Why don't we do 8?
It would be higher average cost.
No, diminishing.
Why?
Because like whatever we produce, whatever we produce more.
In point 5, marginal revenue will equal marginal cost. So that's where you stop.
Yeah.
You see? So from that, you only produce 5.
So for every unit more, it means that it will cost you more.
Exactly. And this is the third scenario where we want to check this contribution margin. Here, the amount by which the total revenue exceeds the total variable cost. Contribution margin. Do you know what's contribution margin?
Yes.
Contribution margin is every money that is going to be above your average variable cost, that is going to recover some of your average fixed cost. So in this example here, why did we do 5? Because 5 is the point where MC equals MR. Okay? Are you guys okay with this?
Yes.
Did you say yes, Hashim?
Yes.
I'll ask you a question. True or false? We produce 5 because of average cost is minimum here.
Minimum where?
Because average cost is minimum here, we produce 5. True or false?
False.
Hashim, why?
MR.
Because we need to see minimum MR. This is a minimum MR. This is minimum MR.
ABC. No, it's because MR. Yes.
This is MC.
Equals MC. This is MC. We're starting. The rest
Okay. Where's MR then? This is MR. So you want to take the minimum MR.
No, sir.
Why we produce 5, not 6, not 5, not 4? Go ahead, Hashim. Give Hashim a chance, my friend. Go ahead, Hashim.
Because it's the best thing to produce 5.
5. 5 is the best.
Yes.
Why?
No, more than 5, it will decrease.
Which one will decrease? Which of these, all of these lines, which one will decrease?
Average total cost.
The average total cost. We don't have it on this graph.
Total revenue.
This is average total cost.
The total revenue will decrease.
Where's total revenue?
The marginal cost.
Let's see. I need someone to explain this on the screen. Let's see. Go ahead, Dries. Or let's say, Mohammed Haram, go ahead. Show us where is the...
This is the mark. Sir.
Go ahead. You want to do it, Hashim, here on the screen?
No.
Go ahead, Haram.
You said that you are producing the best 5
Yes.
quantity.
Why not 6?
Yes, because the average cost is over here. When you produce more than 5, the average cost will increase.
How many people agree with Haram? Raise your hand.
This is the margin revenue.
I agree, but I saw.
No, what he said is true or not?
What he says?
Go ahead, say it again, Muhammad. Why we produce 5, not 6?
Okay, because the average cost will increase producing more,
Because
then
if we produce more, the average cost will increase.
Yes, marginal revenue is equal to
and marginal revenue is equal to
marginal cost.
Marginal cost you mean?
At 5, marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. If you produce one more,
Tarek, you're trying to confuse the team or what?
no, at 5,
At 5, what happens?
the marginal revenue is equal to
Marginal cost.
yes.
So why don't we produce 6?
Because marginal will be
The marginal cost.
Now done. If you want to answer, raise your hand.
أيوة.
Let's say we'll start with Hanan, and then Sumaya, and then Iman, Amira, Idris, Tarek, Hashim, Muharram, and then Muhammad. Go ahead.
Because marginal cost will increase.
Marginal cost will increase.
Yes, that's
Now that's not complete. Go ahead, Iman.
Same thing, because you are increasing the quantity while you are increasing the MC.
And less.
That's not complete. Go ahead, next, Amira.
Sir, we produce 5 because the marginal revenue equals the marginal cost. So additional 1 will cost us more than the revenue.
Exactly. This is the answer. If I produce the 6th, its cost will be more than its revenue. That's easy. What is the average cost and the MR is minimum? You lose on that unit. Okay. Haja, did they confuse you? How many people are confused now?
it's clear.
it's crystal.
Who said clear? Raise your hand.